Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Cathy, they, them from Active Rainbow. I have the amazing pleasure to have next to me one of the pioneers and person that have inspired me in my life and in my activism. And we are having a type of video podcast, so you have the chance to both see us in the video, but also audio, and you can find it in YouTube and Spotify. From wherever you are listening to us, we hope you enjoy. We're going to have a type of interview with Kristine. I'm already introducing you. And we're going to talk a bit about Riga Pride, 20 years, and Riga Pride also in Queer Museum. So I will give now the mic to you to introduce yourself. And what do you do in your life? You know, this type of question.
Hi everyone. My name's Kristine. I go by she, her, and I am a chair of Mozaika, Association of LGBT and their friends, one of the oldest LGBT organizations in Latvia. I am one of the founders of it, and I'm also a co-chair of Pride since forever.
All right, and right now we are in the Pride House in KKS. For those who are not familiar, it's the Kaņepes Culture Centers. What does it mean to you to have this interview in this place, which I am familiar, it has also a historic connection with Riga Pride?
Yeah, so we're doing Riga Pride for 20 years now, but this place where we are, Kaņepes, or a Cannabis Culture Center, here we are for 10 years, so it's a double anniversary for us. And 10 years ago, it wasn't that easy to find a place that would take you without questions, and that would be a safe space for a queer community, for everyone. And they had no questions. They accepted us and said, come to us, we'll be the Pride House. And that was the first time the Pride House happened in 2015. And since then, we've been here every time that Pride is here, except for 1 year during COVID years. But yeah, this is like our home. When Pride comes, we know we'll be here. You can meet everyone here. Volunteers are here. The team is here. Everyone's safe. Everyone's happy. It's an amazing place.
That's for sure. We have also, as Active Rainbow, some experience when we do also when we cooperate together to co-organize the activities here. And from many of our volunteers, we've heard how it feels exactly as you said, like this home where people can come, hang out together, meet other queer people, and feel this safety that there are these public spaces in the city. Then Riga Pride 2025, Riga Pride 2005.
Yes. 20 years ago, the first time we took the streets in Riga as Pride. A lot of things has happened in between, but here we are. For some people who come to Pride first to Riga these years, they think it's not that progressive because if they come from a Western Pride. But if you come from Riga in 2005, you know that this is an amazing progress and this is the best Pride ever, every year, the best yet. But you can only see it from the perspective of the long years that have passed, because today, some of the things that happened in 2005, 2006 is completely unimaginable. But also for us in 2005, in 2006, 2007, what we do today was completely impossible to imagine. So this is a huge part of our lives that we have lived through Pride, and the change is absolutely amazing. There's so much change.
Definitely. And going back to the first years, because this year it's again like this 20 years, which actually it seems quite a big of a number, but actually 20 years when we talk about Latvia and the history of Latvia, it's actually quite recent. I wanted to ask a bit more in a personal level also, like what are the memories that you were very proud back then, or what are the memories that happened back then and that have kept you going, you know, that they kept being an inspiration to keep going through the fight and making also progress with the legal rights and everything else?
Yeah, I think of it this year and also last 2 years actually, that when that first Pride happened, if you created a human at that time, that today it would be like a grown-up person already out of the house and like formed personality. So I think the same thing happened with Pride. Like it was born in 2005, and now I'm very proud of it. It's an amazing, I think, how it has shaped this country while growing itself. So I love that analogy that it's a whole human life of a young person. But yeah, we've started with a very tough Pride ride. All the prides were banned. Most of the prides were banned. We had to go through court almost every time the first 5 years. And that created some of the legal precedents that allow us to go on the streets now. So we know if Pride gets banned for some reason, we know there's a Supreme Court decision that will be really easy to overturn that ban. So all that was done in the first years by persistence of some activists who would just sit there the night before, prepare the papers for the court. The court would already expect us, because it happens every year, and they would tell us, "Oh, why are you so late? We expected you half an hour ago." Because it was like a process that we knew we'll have to go through. The city council will ban it, we'll do this, then the court will say, "You go ahead." And it's ridiculous now when you think about it. But back then it was a normality. And now, because of all that, that's not going to happen anymore. Well, hopefully.
Hopefully, yes, because we had the elections also just recently, where I am still trying to navigate what's happening with the new coalition, if I say it correctly. But then, looking back, what are you celebrating this year with Riga Pride? And of course, you have all the journey and all these historical moments and all the progress that has happened. For you, as Kristine, what is this year that you want to celebrate or protest about? Both can happen at the same time.
Well, I'm mostly celebrating that I'm still alive and in Pride.
True.
That's a worse celebration, yeah. But I think every year I celebrate the people who come to Pride, because it was quite difficult to get the local community out on the streets. And the first years, there were very few people. And then a couple of years, we got a lot of support from abroad, and there would be other Prides coming. There would be international organizations coming. And we would get this criticism that, "Oh, where are the locals? This is all imported. This is not our event." And then every year, more and more local people and local community comes. I think that's the biggest victory and the biggest joy for me, that I see that they feel safe enough, they feel good enough, they feel brave enough to come and join. And I think when you see that the number of guests is decreasing and the number of participants from the local community is increasing, then that's a journey I'm most proud of.
Sounds absolutely, yes. I've been in some of, actually I think with Riga Pride is the Pride that I've been the most in my life.
Great, that's the best Pride to be.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel such an honorary Latvian person, because when I think about it, actually I've been in at least 5 Prides here, including Baltic Pride. Maybe I should count again, but I think it's quite a lot already, and I'm loving it, because I've seen also the progress, and every year it's more and more people, and there's, as you said, less the queerophobic people around. And then when it comes to Riga Pride 2025, if we put it back to the present, we have a whole month of events. So what is really happening? And if you could tell us a bit also about the organization this year. Why I'm asking, because for a lot of people, I think they don't know really what it takes in the backstage, how Riga Pride is organized. Many people might think, actually, I don't know what, But in this sense, what it takes to organize the Pride here, and how it's different from some other countries that perhaps some people have a bit different.
That is a big question, what it takes to organize Pride, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think the usual answer is whatever we have, we're going to organize Pride with it. And it's going to be the march, and then we'll see what else we can do. But in terms of resources, human resources, financial resources, it's very different, but you always know that you're going to make it in the end, because we work with what we have. And this year, many Prides, not just Riga Pride, many Prides have lost a lot of resources, financial resources, but also human resources, because of the general financial resources of the world. The people are tired, and people have jobs, and people need to make more money because everything costs so much. So we understand the decrease in also human resources and the support and funding. So we work with little, but we also work with a lot, because this has motivated us to invite many other organizations queer organizations, allies organizations, not even organizations, just movements, different groups that do something within the community, and we invite them all and just give them space to organize their own events in whichever way they like, how they like it, and we include it in the program. And that way we just invite everyone in to co-create this event for everyone. And I think that's probably the future for us as well, because it opens up a lot of diversity in events. And I know that not everyone's here yet, but we'll keep working on like getting more organizations, more groups in. And this is a model we work on now. We just open it up for any initiative that comes from the community.
That's absolutely amazing. Also, in the sense, it brings me back to the fact that Mozaika has been for almost 17 years, I don't remember, like the only LGBTQ plus organization. And then around 2019, actually when the pandemic started, suddenly there are so many more organizations in the last 5 years, movements. So how does that make you feel, like in this way, exactly, that then also Riga Pride can in a way transform maybe into a more like grassroots, so it can be both like this big protest, it's also not commercial. How does that make you feel?
I think we're somewhere in the middle. We're not commercial, we're also not completely non-commercial, but trying to find a good balance between that. I think we still give priority to people marching and walking on the street. That would be our main goal. But yeah, what was the question again?
How does it feel to now have so many more
organizations
to cooperate with?
I think it's great because it for long years, you as the only organization, so all responsibility is on you, all the criticism is on you, everything is on you, and then now we share it, and it's great to share some of the joys and opportunities, but it's also great to share the responsibility as well, and I think it was a relief personally for me that when I saw, there are more organizations there, I was happy.
Yeah, I can imagine, because for one organization to have to do all the activism and capacity and legal rights, like, and education and youth, not just in Riga but in whole Latvia, that's quite something.
Yeah.
And now, there is the Bi Plus organization, there is the Baltic Drag King, there is the trans organization, and we also have some organizations and initiatives around Latvia. For example, in Dagva Pills, which I hope I pronounced correct, and I know there are some alliances also. So we are celebrating this, and then going a bit further, we also have Queer Museum Riga that we were also talking about, and actually getting your I would say permission, but like getting your green light that we can get your support, and we can maybe eventually have also physical space and together work through it. What does it mean for you that we have this Queer Museum Riga, and now this year it's a bit bigger? We are going to have 2 weeks almost of an exhibition. Like having such a type of concept, like there could be a queer museum for Latvia, Riga. How does it sound to you?
Oh, it sounds amazing. It sounds absolutely amazing, because one thing we're bad at is documenting things that we're doing, because we're always running around, and I always think, I'll remember, I'll put this somewhere in the closet and I'll know where it is and I'll find it when I need it. And it's not, we're really bad at this. And I think this is enormous help to us as well, to remember what we've actually done, what this community and the movement has done, because we forgot so many things. And now the Queer Museum comes and reminds us, oh my God, we did all this. Somebody did all this. All this was created at some point in our history. And yeah, I've seen it with a lot of organizations, and particularly Prides that work a lot through the year to deliver something, and then it goes away, and you only remember it through, I don't know, you flip through your phone and see pictures, and that's the only way you remember it. And you don't celebrate it as much as you should. So I think this is a great help for the entire community in Latvia.
Yes, like for us, I think as Active Rainbow, we're trying our best to, like, we're working so much on the visibility and everything, and mainly also the concept of museum started in this non-formal learning and this in this experiential learning. But also seeing that we don't have enough queer museums in the world, and this could also be perhaps the first Baltic queer museum that we could make. I think combining our forces, we do want to be able to eventually have a permanent physical space, because you say you're bad at documenting, but I also feel like it's a lot about capacity, because for so many years you have been actually like at the end of the day, we're also human beings that we also need to rest and sleep, and we have to deal with so much, like from the good things, the criticism and everything. So for us, it's very meaningful, and we're very grateful to have your support, and to, of course, it's 20 years. We could not do it without having a part of the bigger exhibition, because we're doing 4 of them with Riga Pride. So when it comes to Riga Pride, 20 years of the exhibition, what are you looking forward to see there? I think you know already some snippets. What's gonna be there?
I'm really afraid there's gonna be too much of me in it.
Okay, maybe. I think I saw you in some of the pictures, like in many of them.
Yeah, I think I'm really looking forward to remembering good times that I've forgotten. And that really helps to remember why you're here, how you lasted that long. I think it's a feeling when you work with the team, when you get close to people, because we do a very highly emotional work. You get committed to it, and you build friendships and you build relationships. And I'm looking forward to looking back at that, what it looked like.
And actually, in this space of Queer Museum, it is possible to happen. And of course, we're exhibiting only like a part of it, not all of it, because I know there is so much more also that could be there, right?
Of course, but it's also that the history it's never complete. Always, every step of the way, you'll recover something more. There will be somebody else with different memories, with different maybe views on the events. We have several books on the history, and then some people read them and say, well, I remember it differently. But then you write your own book, and then you put them together, and this is the only way how you can actually create the real picture of what happened. And I think that's why the physical space at some point, and this would be amazing, because this is where it can grow, and you can get more diversity from the views of the people from those 20 or whatever years. I mean, this is how you can build it, because it's never done, it's never complete.
That's true. I never thought it in this way, that it's actually never really complete, and perhaps so much history that other people who were also present in the first prides and everything, they were there.
I mean, we're still digging up things from thousands and thousands of years ago, so and still adding to that history. So of course this is going to change and grow, but it needs to start. It needs a space where it can do that, and this is perfect. This is going to be it.
All right, and then we could eventually ask also people to come and bring their part of the history that can also be exhibited. Not in this version, because we are already almost like we're preparing to put things up already, but that would be actually amazing.
Yeah,
no?
Of course,
As
people can come and see it and think about this. Oh, I think there's something I can add to this next year or the year after, and come back. I think people need to come and see it, and then see for themselves if this is how they remember it.
Yeah, and then like in this way, I think it will be also a very exceptional museum that we could eventually, for next editions, and perhaps I really hope we can have a permanent place here. People can come and exhibit their own memory, also their own part that perhaps they have been hiding for so long, as we have been saying already. Right. So we see people on Monday. On 16th, in the opening of Queer Museum, it's going to be between 6 and 6:45. People can come, register, and then 6:45 we have the opening of the museum. It's going to be there for 2 weeks. You can find this year exhibition in the Kopiena centers, and you can follow down on the links in the description. Also Riga Pride and Queer Museum. And I wanted to ask you before we close, and I already did the promo because I'm just like, I just go for it. Is there anything else you would like to tell to the audience and to people here in Latvia supporting Riga Pride?
Yes, I want to. I definitely want to remind that the most important event is the march. Everything is important during the Pride month, but you need to show up for the march and show your support and show that you're there. So 28th of June, don't forget. 28th of June at Vērmanas Dārs, as always. It's really important if you're part of the community or if you're an ally. This is crucial time. We need people on the streets.
We definitely, and it's not just a celebration. That's what I love about Riga Pride. It's also a protest, and it's still showing up and allowing ourselves to protest, enjoy, raise our voice, hug it out, and keep making the change.
And don't take your freedom for granted.
Exactly, which is one of the mottos this year,
it's
right?
One of the mottos this year, yes.
What are other mottos that we can yell and continue?
It's mostly about freedom.
Freedom.
So freedom, that it's something we need to protect every day, and it's not also a process. It's not something you get and it stays with you. If you don't work on it every day and if you don't protect it, then it's gonna disappear. So it's about freedom, and the march is for our freedom.
Exactly. Those are the best words to actually close. And I would just want to show also, don't forget diversityshop.org and the info center here at Kanyepes, and sometimes also at Skapis. There are all the cool merch that supports Riga Pride, right?
Absolutely, yes. Everything you buy in Info Center and Diversity Shop supports us. And what does your bag says?
Yes.
It says, we are everywhere.
Can you also tell in Latvian?
Mēs esam visur.
Exactly, yes. So thank you so much, Kristine. It's always an inspiration and a joy to not only talk to you, but also see you in action and everything what you, all board members, past, present, and future that you're doing. And of course, as activists, I also understand we do our very best in our capacities. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you for having me, and I can't wait for the opening of the museum.
Yes, and see you on the streets, Riga Pride, and in the events. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Visu labu.